Today's show is brought to you by Martinez Drywall. Around here, you don't gamble on who's going to finish your project. You go with a proven team. Martinez Drywall has built their reputation on reliability, craftsmanship, and a promise that they'll always make it right for the customer. From remodels to new constructions, they've got you covered. Martinez Drywall, where the house always wins, and so do you.
Where the action's real, sports news and odds, that's our deal. From underdogs to favorites, we break it down. Empty Field Podcast, the talk of the town. Empty Field, where we lay it all out. Breaking down games, removing all doubt. Interviews with stars, we're bringing the heat. Sports news and odds, talk that can't be beat.
Welcome to another episode of the Empty Field Podcast. My name is Matthew Hansen, and today we have an MMA fighter. His name is Ramiro Gutierrez. Ramiro, how are you?
Good. I'm doing good. I'm glad I'm on.
Good. Yeah. Tell us about yourself.
Well, I'm an MMA fighter, amateur, fighting out of North Carolina, and I'm with the record of 4-1, and I have my fight in Charlotte, North Carolina, October 25th, for Fight For It.
Fight for 25. Before we get into more of your deep dive of your fight here on the 25th, what drew you to MMA?
Before MMA, I was a wrestler all my life. I wrestled from middle school all the way till high school, and as soon as I graduated, my chances of going to wrestle in college were slim, because during that time is when the pandemic happened, and life happens and all sorts. And I literally remember watching UFC, Fight Island, and I remember I saw Henry Cejudo fighting Dominic Cruz, and I was like, that's cool. And he was a wrestler like me, and I just did my research, and I was like, you know what, I should do MMA. So as soon as I graduated high school, I dove right into MMA and jiu-jitsu, like right off the bat. As soon as I graduated.
Cool.
Yeah.
You have finished fights in different ways. Which one do you prefer, a submission or a knockout?
Oh, knockout, but I'm gonna lie, at the aftermath, my hands be hurting. So, I'm okay with the submission, but definitely a knockout. Definitely a knockout.
You said you're a 4-1 record. Let's talk about that loss against Corbin earlier this year. It was by a knockout in the 4th round. What were you thinking leading up to that 4th round, and then what happened?
Well, for me, I felt like I was winning the fight overall, and I think I made an error where I was engaging too much in my wrestling and not mixing it up with other stuff like clinch, striking, and stuff like that. And he was able to I felt like he catched on to my wrestling, and then he was able to stuff one of my takedowns in the 4th round, and he got behind my back, and it just kind of went downhill from there. But that was definitely a lesson learned, though. And it was my first title fight too. Very first title fight. So at the end of the day, I didn't get the results, but it was a good experience too.
They say you learn more from your losses than you do your wins. What did you learn from that loss?
I definitely learned that I have to improve on my cardio, and not just that, take my dedication more. At that time, I was with the previous gym, and I felt like after that, I needed to change my location. So I now with this new gym called Battleborn off of High Point, North Carolina. Battleborn, BJJ, and MMA. And it's phenomenal. I love the group. A bunch of bodies, different styles. It's literally a fight team from flyweight all the way to heavyweight. It's just a whole group of fighters, and I really saw the improvement with that with this new gym I'm at. on myself.
Nice.
Yeah.
You are actually ranked number 2 in amateur featherweight in North Carolina. When do you want to fight for that number 1 spot against Corbin again?
Oh no, I would definitely like the rematch because I always like competition and have another rematch. A rematch, like I said, I'm a competitor. I always like competition, anything to prove myself. And but at the end of the day, it's up to the promotions to make the fights happen and stuff like that. But yeah, I'll definitely like that rematch again. But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I just gotta move on with my career, move on with life, and on to the next opponent.
Yeah, and talking about your next opponent, it's I feel like it's Jake Morris, who is one to like that rear naked choke. How do you prevent him from locking that in?
The fundamentals of basic escapes in jiu-jitsu, 2-on-1 on the hand, on the wrist, um, throw it to the other side, and then try to regard and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. What are some sacrifices that you have made that some people don't know about?
Since this is this fight, this that I have in October will be my first time at bantamweight. I've been really honing in on my diet a lot. I like really dedicating to my diet. Um, so obviously no candy, no chips, and no soda and stuff like
Ooh, all the
that.
good stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, and I've been really on a strict diet on this. So yeah, I've really been I that's one sacrifice. Um, One thing is too, driving to my gym where I train at now is 45 minutes away from me. I so it's literally driving to the gym and driving back is an hour and a half, and just taking the time, dedicating myself to go that far, somewhere far, to better my skills just shows I'm dedicated and I want to take this career seriously, this sport seriously.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's an hour and a half just going there and back is quite a while.
Yeah.
Um, During a fight, when a fight isn't going your way, how do you reset and not let it snowball until where it could turn into a loss?
When it doesn't go your way, there's always this saying, you dig deep in those moments. Either that's when you actually, and I like those moments because that's really where you figure out yourself, like spiritually, like either this could make you or break you at in those moments. And I'll try to and I'll just dig deep. I'll dig deep in those moments. And I really like that, especially as a competitor.
Yeah, for sure. I gotta find out how far and how much you can get out of yourself. Yeah. When you aren't fighting, what do you do to recharge and relax?
Um, Eating out with the family.
Well, you gotta
Um,
stay healthy though. You can't screw up your
oh
diet.
yeah, yeah, true. I don't know. I stay pretty active. I stay pretty active. I don't do anything too crazy. Usually, actually, to be honest, after a fight, I'll take like a week off and I head back into the gym. Usually, that's usually the case. Like activities though, I was hanging out with the family, um, watching sports, especially UFC on Saturday nights with my brother and my dad, and um, going hiking. I like going hiking,
Well,
and yeah, stuff like that.
after your career is over, what do you want people to remember you by?
Ooh, dang! I actually never really thought of that. Dang, that's a good question. What do I want people to remember me as? I want people to remember me as a good teammate, a good friend, and a fighter that gave it his all. And through through highs and lows, he he s- he stick to it when things got ugly. Um, stay disciplined. Just a fighter who gave it his all, basically. Just
Perfect. Yeah. Let's do some fight deep dives and you let me know what was going on. So your first fight that I have here is against Ricky Harris. You won in the first round by a Mr. Guillotine choke. How did that play out, and how did you know you could lock in that choke to make him tap out?
when I wrapped my arm around his neck, I just knew I had a good choke on him, and right there, and I had him up against the cage, and I just squeezed as tight as I can, literally, and not just that, I heard the click that there's 10 seconds left, so I just squeezed as hard as I can, and I just cinched it in, and then he tapped, and I was
super. This opponent here, I actually did an interview with Tyler Kirkpatrick recently. You won on Fight for It 17 against him 2 years ago. Round 1 knockout. What was going through your mind in that fight?
Actually, at that time, I was just telling myself, Ramiro, just go with the flow to see how it goes. Cause after my debut, I fought Tyler Kirkpatrick a month later. So I really didn't have a game plan. So I really told myself sometimes you just have to fight. Cause like it's Mike Tyson always says, everyone has a game plan until you get punched in the face. So, yep. So I just went with the flow. Just started letting my hands go, and I was able to get a good hook on him, and dropped him, and was able to finish.
Perfect. Then your next 2 fights, one against Austin Fritz and one against Cameron Costin, both by unanimous decision. Do you like going to the decision mark, or would you rather just, like I said, finish it?
Oh, always finish. You always want to finish it early, because one thing about this sport is that you can never leave it to the judges, because judges can be very subjective. Even when you think you're winning, and their scorecards, you're not. So you always got to finish. You always got to go for the kill, submit or KO. Always. That always got to be the mentality as a fighter walking into the cage.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Like I said, you have a fight against Mr. Morris here in about 18 days.
Yes.
Trash talk. What do you got to tell him?
Oh, I'm not much of a trash talker. More of a stay in my lane type of guy. I just say best of luck. Me and him, we'll see what will happen on October 25th.
Perfect. And where can everybody find you?
Say that again?
Where can everybody find you? On your Instagram, stuff like that?
Oh, yeah. I'll say mainly on my Instagram. It will be Ramiro _Gutierrez 25. And for people that can't spell my name right, because they never do, it's RAMIRO _GUTIERREZ 25. Yeah.
Perfect. I'll actually be down in Charlotte for Fight for It 25. This will be my first Fight for It event. And I hope, I'm really excited to be down there. See, take a look at it, see how it all goes. I went to a different LFA event, I think 3 years ago, up here in Minnesota. And and so it was all right. We weren't as close, but this one we got cage side, so we'll be right in the action.
Okay.
Perfect.
That's nice.
Well, I appreciate you coming on, and like I said, I hope to see you get the W here in about, like I said, 18 days.
Thank you so much, Matthew. Yeah. You'll see. Thank you very much.
Where the action's real, sports news and odds, that's our deal. From underdogs to favorites, we break it down.